Capricorn, and welcome to your monthly predictions reading. We're going to have a look at the month of September for you today. I'll start by pulling 3 tarot cards from this amazing tarot deck. All my decks are linked in the description box as well. Wow, unnecessarily chaotic energy. Before we get into it, sweets, this is a general prediction, so we're just going to see the 3 main themes that your sign can expect in the month of September. I do monthly love predictions readings as well, so if you are intrigued, I have your mid-August to mid-September predictions reading up for love specifically. It's on my channel, and if this reading resonates, I recommend you join the family to stay informed of all the future love predictions readings. So let's get into it, Caps. Let's see what you can expect in the month ahead, looking at September specifically, Spirit. What can Capricorn expect in the month of September? One more shuffle, apparently. What can Capricorn expect in the month of September? Hello. We have the Knight of Coins reversed. Okay, that's very un-Capricorn-like, unless you're getting frustrated about something. Maybe you feel impatient with how this process is working out, so you're trying to try a different strategy. We also have the Emperor reversed. Oh no. What else? Don't panic. It's just very not... not Capricorn. What is in retrograde in the month ahead? We have the Death card upright, as well. Okay, so interesting. At the back of the deck is the 4 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like September's difficult because you feel impatient, you feel restless, you feel bored, you feel like, why am I even doing this? It feels like you're distracted or you're procrastinating with the Knight of Pentacles as well. But the 4 of Cups, like especially in this deck, we have a platypus, we've got 2 people making out in a hot tub. Okay. We also have somebody just lying down. Like, what is life even? Why am I doing this? It feels like, and underneath that is the King of Wands. So I want to say that there's going to be moments where you feel a little bored, discontent, kind of like, did I make the wrong move? Should I have done things differently? Am I missing out on something? It does feel like you have FOMO. If somebody else is traveling, it feels like you're missing out. And you're looking at them like, should I have gone with them? It's interesting. This 4 of Cups could genuinely be content, as in like you're just happy and not ecstatic about it, but like you've just reached a plateau in your emotions where you're not overly thrilled, but you're not super sad either. You're just at a base level. But I feel based on these cards that you're not satisfied with that. Maybe at the beginning you can kind of tell yourself, this is what I wanted. But by the end of September, I feel like it's gonna catch up to you, especially with this card here. We have the Knight of Coins showing up first, reverse. So let's talk about that. Your first theme is saying that you're either frustrated with the process of how something's going because it's taking too long and it's not working out as you expected it to. You don't know how much longer you can stick to this boring routine. And so you're trying to think like, should I change it? Should I do things differently? Should I take a spontaneous trip or a spontaneous holiday? Should I try something new? Should I invest my effort and energy into something else instead? So Spirit, clarify this Knight of Coins for Capricorn. What is happening with this Knight of Coins? We have the Daughter of Cups coming out first. Interesting. Clarify this Knight of Coins. We have the Hierophant coming out next, some Taurus energy. We also have the 4 of Cups reversed. I just realized I forgot to tell people their significant signs, so we'll do that for you. I didn't do that for Taurus or Virgo though. Sorry if you guys are cross-watching. We have the Mother of Cups reversed. We also have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. What else? What else? we have the Eight of Wands, and at the back of the deck is the Sun of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, you're feeling stuck because you're waiting for someone to get back to you, and you don't know what your options are or how you can progress until they get back to you. It could be a professional with the Hierophant, but that being said, I feel like if you're feeling bored, if you're feeling like things have stagnated and like, gosh, this isn't living, then I do see you trying to deviate from your usual routine, trying to kind of let loose and give yourself moments away from whatever it is that you're working hard on, especially if this has to do with like a long-term project or a work schedule or a fitness goal. I see you having hiatus periods where you just kind of let loose and try to deviate from the usual routine. I do see somebody impacting this, a friend or somebody with the Daughter of Cups energy who you have a lot of fun with and you're developing a friendship with. They may be someone that influences this. You could be spending a lot of time with a water sign in the month ahead, but I think that on your side, you're craving more fun. You're craving more kind of playful moments. I even see you flirting, which is very interesting because it's kind of rare. I also see you trying to be more expressive with your feelings and emotions. You might find yourself saying, I love you more to the people that you care about, or you may find yourself wanting to know more about what's going on in their life because it feels like you're trying to distract yourself from this hard work. You're like, you know what, I'm kind of sick of this. I need something else. Now, on top of that, I also see that there could be delays in a long-term goal based on trying to get certain things in order first. It feels like you may be setting a goal for yourself here and then getting somebody's advice and realizing like, geez, that's not achievable in the short term. And it makes you rethink the way that you want to do this. If you had your sights set on something super ambitious, you may be considering settling on something less ambitious for the sake of I can have it sooner. Massive instant gratification energy over here. There is also this feeling of trying to do something spontaneously or quick because you don't want to miss out, especially with that Four of Cups reversed. It's like, no, I need this now, or I want to see the results now, or I need to move on this quickly, or I'm going to miss out on that opportunity. But I do think that you're trying to kind of have a bit more fun in this theme in general. So what else can you tell Capricorn about this Knight of Coins energy in the month ahead? What else can you tell Capricorn spirit about this Knight of Coins energy? Thanking you. We got 2 cards. The back of the deck was the Four of Cups again. Look, discontent and boredom. You're really just like, and underneath that was patience. Like, how much longer is this going to take? Interesting. Not happy, chappy. Not a happy chappy. Wow, look at the cards that came out. The Two of Cups reversed and the Six of Wands upright. So for some of you, if this has to do with love, you're like, oh, how much longer am I going to have to wait? Why? For some of you, this is about commitment and you kind of committing to the right thing or following the right process in order to get what you want. But I do see instant gratification playing its hand here. And I do think that if there is some feeling of you missing out on something or not getting that emotional need that you want or not feeling happy about the results, then you're going to go for success immediately. You're going to go for whatever can fill that emotional void versus waiting for, you know, the physical appearance to pay off. That's what it feels like. It's a very interesting change of tune over here. It feels like you're worried about missing out on something. So you're wanting to kind of speed up the process or do things differently to what you had originally planned to do. What is the advice with this Knight of Coins for Capricorn? What is the advice? Okay, let's have a look. We have, journey. Okay, so you do have decisions to make. You have choices. This card is saying weigh up all your choices and acknowledge that the road ahead comes with more twists and turns. This isn't a definitive ending. This is more about appreciating the process. And I do think that although this may be a major theme in the month ahead, it is an issue that could resurge in the future, resurface, could I say, in the future. And I feel like with this Journey card, it's almost about making a decision based on enjoying the process as it progresses, especially if this is love, choosing someone who you can see yourself having a future with. And I feel like if this is love, maybe that's what makes you move so quickly, because you're like, eek, I can't miss out on this. But even if it's not love, there is a strong feeling of, I don't want to miss out on this. I need to make a decision because I want a future with this. I want my future to look like this. So there is a lot of Four of Cups energy motivating this, but your advice is actually to think more long term. Yes, you're afraid of missing out right now, but what about in the future? What about ongoing? What about, like, how is this going to look 2 weeks from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now? With the 2 here, this Journey card, I do feel like this is a process, that this is a decision that has ongoing effects and collateral and things to think about in terms of the future. Not to make this all serious and Saturn-like, but I do think that more long-term is your advice. Don't just go with the instantly gratifying option. Well, how is this going to impact long-term? So let's have a look at the Emperor next. The Emperor is reversed, which indicates either you're frustrated about your lack of control in a situation, or you're actually relishing the fact that you don't have to take control in a situation. It does feel like this has an authority kind of energy around it. The first card coming out to clarify is the Ten of Swords. And I mean, I don't know about you, but Five of Cups reversed. The less responsibility I have, the happier I am. So it could be a case of you trying to let go of a situation that's been very bloody challenging. Look at those 3 cards. 3 of Swords upright, 5 of Cups reversed, 10 of Swords reversed. What is going on with this Emperor spirit? We have the Star coming out as a blockage, healing coming out as a blockage, struggling to reconcile the past in order to embrace the present. We have the Lovers card reversed. What else can you tell us about this Emperor energy? What else can you tell us, Spirit? We have the Fool card. Wow. You do have some new beginnings in September for sure, especially with the Death card here. At the back of the deck is the Five of Swords reversed. But it feels like you're still trying to kind of get things right and ready for what you're trying to achieve. So I want to say that this Emperor reversed is very much about letting go of control and trying to find where your responsibility lies in this situation. It feels like this was a situation that had a lot of disappointments in the past. It may even be associated with grief for some of you, losing a loved one. But it does feel like a sense of betrayal or self-sabotage in the past, and you having to reconcile with the fact that whatever happened, however painful it was. Even if mistakes were made, we can't change the past. Even if we could have done things differently, we can't actually do that now. We can't change what has happened. And so it does feel like we're trying to let go of a burden here. We're trying to end a difficult cycle where we've felt maybe stuck in a situation, but we're also trying to not be betrayed. We're trying to liberate ourselves, and we're trying to remove unnecessary pain from our lives. And so I do see you having a difficult conversation here, or saying something that has been very hard to say or speak about. I also see your world expanding after you have that communication. And I feel like you may be confronting an authority figure, a parental figure, or somebody who you're intimidated by, and you may be trying to be more honest about what you're going through right now. It does look like this could even be more of an internal process of you trying to reconcile with your past in order to be more available towards a present opportunity. I could see how this could have to do with love, but I could also see how this has to do with you just trying to kind of get yourself back into your most best version of yourself. For whatever reason, your past is coming back to haunt you here a little bit, and it's resurfacing in a way where you're having to deal with some uncomfortable feelings and thoughts associated to your pain in your past. And it's making you question a decision. It's making you question this new leap of faith that you're being called to take. I do see you having a fresh start here, and I have a feeling that it could have to do with this Emperor energy. It could have to do with you lessening a sense of responsibility and kind of letting somebody else be in control for once. but it does feel like this is really risky for you, because maybe last time you did this, you got hurt. Last time you took on this kind of situation, or you put yourself in this position, it didn't work out the way that you expected it to. And so with the Lovers card here, you're really wanting to think this decision through, and in the end you just decide to do the risky thing. But I feel like the Lovers card is reversed because we may be going back and forth on this throughout the whole month, and we may not be wanting to initiate this at all. We may be like, you know what, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I also think that the Lovers card could be reversed because the decision that we're making is plagued with fear, and it's plagued with the pain from our past. But the Star card is upright, so you're doing your best to work through that. You're doing your best to heal that, and to not let that stop you. But I also think that you're being very cautious about what you commit yourself to for future sake. Like, you're really trying to not settle either. So what else do they need to know about this Emperor reversed? What else does Capricorn need to know about this Emperor reversed? We have the Seven of Wands, stand your ground, reversed. So you need to know that the situation is bringing about a lot of fear, and it's going to take courage. But I also feel like what's happening here is you're standing in your own way, sweet soul. And you know this. You're doing your best to work through this. But I need you to be strong in terms of your inner voice here, and to really kind of be a devil's advocate a little bit. Like, in the sense of being realistic, but also recognizing how you are standing in your own way. And that's what I mean by devil's advocate. Like, sometimes the devil's advocate sounds like it's a bad thing, but it is also about being self-aware of how how your inner voice is the devil's advocate. And you're talking yourself down here. You're talking yourself out of something here. And you're kind of making excuses, is what it feels like. I think the Seven of Wands is also reversed because you're having a hard time standing up and moving forward and having courage, because you do seem to be afraid of how this is going to work out. Maybe you're afraid of rejection, or you're afraid that it's going to be successful and then you're going to be hurt. You know, like, what if it actually works out, and then what? Like, for some reason, a lot of fear over here, and there is even anxiety with the Seven of Wands reversed. It's this anxious feeling of not knowing what to expect, and getting stage fright as well, feeling like an underdog, feeling like you can't overcome the challenge. So what is their advice here with the Emperor? Yeah, your advice is the thinking woman reverse. Stop overthinking this. Your advice is to literally, I know that that's easier said than done. I am not perfect myself. I struggle a lot with overthinking, but that is as simple as your advice is, because that seems to be the main issue here. Don't overthink this. And there is also this feeling of don't entertain unhelpful, useless thoughts. You know, don't let your thoughts get carried away to the point where you're entertaining thoughts that are not helpful at all, because one, they may not even happen, but two, they don't actually offer solutions to the problems. They only highlight the concerns without helping us navigate the situation realistically. So the thinking woman reversed is really asking for you to be very clear with your thinking, and to not overthink this, and to not get to the point where you're struggling to trust yourself and your decision making, and you're struggling to make a decision based on what you truly want, because you've actually talked yourself out of what you truly want. So don't let it get to that point. Let's talk about your third theme now with that Death card. I'm seeing a powerful transformation in the month ahead, revisiting an old idea with the Ace of Swords. This could have to do with putting something to rest first, but I feel like this has a lot to do with a new beginning. The Nine of Wands. So transferring energy from one thing to another. Whatever we were doing before didn't work, the Death card, so we're trying something new instead. We're trying to do things differently. I also feel like we're trying to revisit an old idea, or we're trying to go back and see if we could change the way that it works out this time. So it's almost like something that never got off the ground. You're trying to think about it, and you're trying to take action on it now. The Four of Pentacles reversed. A lot of your action is a reflection of not wanting to lose something in the month of September. With the Moon card here, you still have concerns, you have fears, absolutely. We've got Scorpio and Cancer. There's a strong feeling of trying to do something because you're afraid of losing it. And I think with this Death card here, you are transferring energy from one thing to another. It does look like if something is out of your control, then you're simply focusing on something else in the month of September. But this kind of translates into many different aspects of your life in the month ahead. It feels like you're doing your best to just work through solutions, work through problems, by trying to come up with creative solutions. And you're not too proud to admit when you're wrong over here. You're not too proud to say, like, listen, this isn't working, let's try something else instead. I do see this coming from an entity, a mindset of like, I want more and I deserve more, so I'm not going to settle for this. But I also see you revisiting an idea, revisiting something that never really got off the ground. With the Hermit card reversed, it almost feels like we didn't get the answers we were hoping for. So we're going to try again, and we're going to try to do it differently this time. I also see you guys picking up a conversation that you had previously and just seeing where it goes this time. I think that this Hermit card reversed is a reflection of you trying to make sure that you don't have any regrets though, and that you do gain the information that you need in order to move forward, because you were feeling too stuck without this action. So you're going to take action towards this idea because you need more information, basically. The thing about this is we have the Father of Swords reversed too, so there's a strong feeling of you overthinking things in September. I feel like if you have Virgo placements as well, Capricorn, it's really impacting you in September, and you're trying to kind of not miss out on anything, but you're also doing things because you're afraid of losing things. That seems to be your main motivation. You're afraid of losing them, or you're afraid of losing this opportunity. And I do see you having new beginnings and taking leaps of faith and doing risky things. But there's definitely a lot going on internally, and you're almost stressing yourself out unnecessarily as well. Especially with that Father of Swords reverse. It's like you're thinking about everything to the point where there's too much going on. Like, it's hard to even see what your options are anymore. You've got so much information out on the table. Like, how are you supposed to dissect that into action? It feels like you're stuck in planning mode almost. And the other reason why the Father of Swords is reversed is because you feel like your decision making is a bit helter-skelter in the month ahead. Like, it's not really clear. You're having a hard time discerning what you should do, and you're having a hard time gathering information cohesively. It almost feels like you're acting uncharacteristically in September, and you're freaking yourself out a little bit. You're kind of freaking yourself out. You're like, what is this behavior? So what else do you need to know? We have the Five of Wands, obstacles and challenges in the reverse position. First of all, other people's opinions are not helpful, because I'm seeing other people being envious of you, and also kind of believing that, you know, you either don't deserve the success you're experiencing, or it's not going to work out. I almost see people talking you out of things, but I also see a negative external interference in the sense of you kind of need to just focus on what you want over here. When you're going through this transformative energy and you're entertaining this old idea, keep it to yourself. I feel like you got to stop comparing yourself to other people as well, and just trust the information you're receiving. There's a reason why you haven't been able to let this thought go. There's a reason why this thought is resurfacing in September, and why you're being given an opportunity to try something differently, because it will work out differently. And it's going to make you overthink things in a whole new light because all of a sudden it's a very different outcome to what you expected. But it is about progression here. And I feel like this Moon card is talking about you overcoming some sort of fear and just seeing that things aren't going to always be the worst case scenario. The other reason why that Five of Wands is here reversed is because I feel like you need to just kind of separate yourself from the energy that isn't helpful. It makes me think of people fighting and competing, and it's like you're not even in the same field. So I almost feel like we need to separate ourselves from other people and just keep this to ourselves, and just focus on in getting the internal equilibrium back, if that makes sense, before we invite other people to join us. So what is the actual advice here for Capricorn with this Death card? We have strategy and community. Wow. At the back of the deck, we have daughter, personal healing, and happiness reverse. So your advice is to not stand in your own way. You can have everything you want, but you're blocking the doorway, sweet soul. We have strategy and community here, the number 21 and 7. So I do see movement. I see new beginnings. I see you struggling to make decisions, but I also see you needing to make a plan. So I feel like strategy is about planning something and putting the wheels in motion by kind of making achievable steps towards the outcome you desire or towards the goal. As you go through this transformative process, don't be too proud to reevaluate, is this working? Because I do see you going back to the drawing board with this 9 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles reversed and realizing that, hey, this wasn't working out actually. I got to try something differently. And that is when you're going to see more success, more growth. I also think that strategy is just about documenting your progress and being more aware of your successes as well as what needs to be improved. The thing about community is we have obstacles and challenges reversed being a fear of something that isn't even necessary. Like, we're not in the same lane, so why are we comparing ourselves to them and putting ourselves in a competitive state? The other thing is, people could be helpful to you if they are able to support you and talk you through this process realistically. So I see advice with community as being, surround yourself with people who actually are helpful in you discerning your fears and who are helpful in you strategizing and coming up with creative solutions. I heard you're only as good as the company that you keep when it comes to the situation. So if people are inciting your fears and they're feeding off your frustration in this situation or your insecurities in this situation, they're clearly not the people you need around you. You need people who can ground you, who can kind of help you confront your fears realistically, and who can help you come up with creative solutions and process this information helpfully. I do see you needing to come out of isolation, but I see you needing to be very careful about who you listen to, because not everybody needs to be involved in this process, but it's very clear that somebody is needing to kind of help you come up with this strategy, this game plan that gets you through this transitionary process. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. I feel like we had to kind of explain things a bit too much there just to kind of rectify that community card. But before I end your reading, I do want to highlight some key zodiac signs which will probably play a significant role in the month ahead. Not all of them clearly, but some of these signs will be very significant in September. Starting from over here, we have Taurus, we also have Aquarius, we have Gemini, we got Aquarius again, Aries, we have Virgo, we have strong Scorpio, and a little bit of Cancer as well. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Capricorn, when it comes to your September predictions. This feels very similar to your love predictions reading. So if you haven't seen that yet, I recommend you go check that out and stay tuned for our mid-month love predictions readings, which will be up in September. Otherwise, if this didn't resonate 100%, you may have messages in your other signs. Your sun, moon, rising is a good place to start for a monthly predictions. But essentially, you can choose any strong placement in your natal chart. It's been a pleasure to read for you, Capricorn. I hope you have a prosperous, successful, abundant month ahead. Do you, boo-boo. Try not to miss out on anything, okay? Look after yourself, thrive, conquer, and prosper. And I hope to connect with you very, very soon. Bye.